The general theme is how does it feel to be a hypocrite?
Right. Well, he sounds like a royal dirtbag.
I was wrong about something.
Magnificent! Magnificent! Magnificent!
If we can be with ourselves, if we can understand ourselves, we can love.
It's not my fault nobody can understand what you're saying.
Let's go while we're young.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, just introduce yourself and tell me what you ate for breakfast.
Let's get this going with Moment for a chance to win a Stay Positive shirt. I don't know if y'all caught the episode yesterday with my daughter, but what a blessing that was to do for me anyway. I don't know about her, but it was so much fun. I think that, if maybe, I think that if we can do, I suppose I'll just say it like this. I think if we can do guess from time to time would be kind of fun. I sort of started thinking about it yesterday. And maybe we can have somebody join via their own setup or whatever and things like that, because I did get some positive messages on it. So if you're interested, let me know. Shoot me a message. We'll go through a vetting process. If you've been on the show before, you've kind of already done that kind of an interview process, so to speak. But at any rate, let's get on with it. Moment today for the t-shirt. Make sure you get that in during the live show, during the live stream. Otherwise, we can't give it away. You can't do it after about the 6:40 time frame. I want to tell you a story about when I was down there. I sort of had this idea for the show today, and I hadn't labeled it. I took a bunch of notes and things, but I hadn't labeled it yet, and it gave me a really good opportunity to label it after a conversation I had with a specifically a gentleman, but then in general sense a couple with 2 little kids. And I'm there with one of my little kids, right? I mean, she's not little, but well, she's kind of little. Anyway, she was up ordering some food and things, and there was a frustration with the gentleman with one of the little kids, and rightfully so, honestly. I mean, if we've been around little kids, we all know what that's like. We can have those frustration moments. They say they want one thing and they want and do another and all those kinds of things. So anyway, the really important thing to understand is that you're in the moment now. I was able to point up to my daughter and and say her age. I won't say that right now, but say it changes. You're in this moment right now. You're frustrated with your kid, again, rightfully so, and but it gets different. It gets better. It gets to be a different kind of a stress. So remember that when you're in that moment, that those moments change. Those moments change based off of the decisions that we make in that moment. Those things that moment is now simply because of time itself. That moment is now because we can, if we can stop and think about things that have happened in the past, we can deal with that moment right then with the things we've learned, from the past. We need to fix our eyes on what's ahead rather than doing something like lashing out in frustration or whatever that is at the moment that those things are happening. And we're all guilty of not handling that moment the right way. I know I am. And if you admit it, you are too. And that's kind of what we're doing the show about is really just being real and reflective and honest about what's going on in our at least in our heart and in our mind. But I just kind of encouraged him, and it was really fun for me because doing the show today with the theme of that, it was just a perfect opportunity to have that conversation, because I had some of these notes and things in my mind. Have patience. You can endure through those moments. We can also take those moments, and if you're willing to, you can actually I can't remember who said it now, but it goes something like, tell the story of the mountain you climbed, because that could be a page in someone else's survival guide. And I was able to share with that gentleman in the moment my story, my mountain that I've climbed, with my kids, and that when you can see it from a distance, it looks a little bit different than when you're in that moment. You know, and remember, you've come this far, right? Don't lose your way. You've come this far. Don't lose your way. It's easy to do that. It's easy to lose our way in those moments of frustration, those moments of stress, those moments of anxiety. But remember, you've come this far. It's just a little bit further. Just don't lose your way. And remember that whatever you do in that moment will bear some type of fruit. Now, you have to understand that some of that fruit isn't necessarily good fruit, but if we make those decisions well in those moments, that will bear good fruit. And that's just a season that I'm in right now. And as I'm approaching the school speaking season and doing some of those in the coming weeks and days even, I just look at what bears fruit. What am I doing that bears good, positive, consumable fruit, right? And that's just something that is a focus on when we're in those moments, that we will bear that fruit. So I really would say that the website, we have a lot of new stuff coming. It's in development. We're making new products. We're taking pictures of them and things like that. So always check on the website, shinybrand.com. That really helps support, the work here on the show. It helps support the school speaking and things that I do as well. So anything, any order or whatever definitely helps. But there's some incredible things coming in the probably 4 or 5 days on the website and stuff too. So I'm pretty excited about that. So really appreciate it. So let's give it away. Let's do this. We're at about that sweet spot that everybody has said, about that 7 minutes. So let's get this going. Get you guys on with your fantastic Tuesday. So where are we? Here we go. Just Learning More had sent me an email, so I have your information. We'll send you a shirt and stuff. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you engaging with the podcast and things here on YouTube. So that definitely helps out. I encourage everybody to hammer the like button and make sure that you share this with a friend that may need that as well. So it's just here being real, being as relevant as humanly possible, sharing stories of the mountains that we've climbed, because it is a page in someone else's survival guide. So Matt Logan signing off for Morning Hair. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6:30 Central Daylight Time.
You know what I just saw?
Who is this guy?
I call myself Podcast because of my podcast.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
So it's done.
It's done.